everybody. Yes, more fun with views today. Now, I think I've mentioned this before, but yes, you can stick views on top of each other. They can overlap. They can even, use up exactly the same area, which is what we've done here in this little program. Open a window and you got three views called view 1, view 2, view 3. And then we're going to draw some text on view 1. And just a bit below that, we're going to draw some text on view 2 and some text on view 3. Now, which of those are we going to see? Let's try it out. And as you can see, we see all three of them, because these are just plain non-specialized views, and they are completely transparent. And they are transparent not only to text, but also to anything else. So, in fact, with this program here, that's what I've done. I've got a little button which you can't see because I've put not one, but two views with graphics on top of it. But if you click on it, then you're still going to get the result of that button, which is to start a program. So, these views are stacked on top of each other. But we have a better solution. Now, I could draw the view and then draw a gray square on it to make it opaque, non-transparent. But Yab has a better way of dealing with this, and that is a stack view. So let's see how that works. So here we only need this one command, stack view, 11 to 100 by 75, and the base name is view, and we're going to have three of them. So they will be called view 1, view 2, view 3. Just like that. Now I need to be able to switch between them. So I put on a few buttons. We haven't really talked about buttons yet, but buttons is something you're going to do an awful lot of when you program in Yab. All right, and then I've got this little main loop that will switch between these views and an exit button. Okay, so let's see what happens then. Which of the views are we going to see now? And the answer is we see view 1, the first one that we created. So the second and third views are created behind it. That's something you have to keep in mind. But now if we click on view 2 and view 3, you see what is happening here, because stacked view is not transparent. Now that also means that with this particular view, it's also not going to be transparent to any buttons underneath it. I think that used to be different actually. Not 100% sure, but I think so. But as we have YAB today, definitely these buttons are below this stacked view. And so that is a useful way to put more information on your screen than you would normally be able to, because otherwise you are going to run out of space, or you have to make your app much bigger than it really needs to be. Keep in mind that when you resize your app, things get a little unpredictable. So you either set your window to be non-resizable, or you can, you can set the layout, which is another command, to not follow this corner, but to follow that corner instead. Okay, so that's the stacked view. Let's test the exit button. There we go. Now, since this has been a very short lesson so far, let's just have a look at yet another one. This is a tab view. And we all know what a tab is. Well, your YAB programs can be tabbed as well. And it works the same way. Tab view, and base name is view, and we're going to put the tabs on top, and it's in the main window. Okay, so now that by itself will do absolutely nothing. It just creates the tab view, but it hasn't actually made the tabs yet. So we need tab view add, and we're going to make 3 of them. Right, we're going to add them to this tab view, and just like before, you end up with tabs view 1, view 2, view 3. Thank you, whoever thought of this, that we are starting with 1 and not with 0. You know, it just makes life so much easier for regular people. And only 1 button, because we don't need to create special buttons just to switch between tabs, do we? Okay, so let's see. And there we have them. Now, switching between these tabs doesn't actually help you with sending a message, right, that you can intercept. And so there are other ways that you can, let's see, here, tab view, and as you'd expect by now, it's tab view get. Get the current open tab number. So if I had a command in here at the moment and I clicked on tab 2, then it would spit out 2, and I could do whatever I wanted to do with that. So we have now, I think, pretty much covered all the different views. I've mentioned layout. I think we'll have to do a lesson on that in the near future. And you can also add a scroll bar to a view. You may not have to do that because generally the thing you most need a scroll bar for is for a text editing field, and that has its own scroll bar arrangements. So it may not be something that you need to worry about. And then the one we haven't talked about, and I'm not going to do a lesson on, is the canvas. It's only a single command, and the only thing you would really need that is if you're going to do a graphics intensive program, you know, little bitmap painting application, then you'll want this because it's flicker free. It cannot be resized. And so, you know, I don't think it is significant enough for me to do a lesson on it. Just keep in mind that this is available and it is flicker free. I mean, you can see here this little clock doc app that I wrote. It flickers quite badly. And if I rewrote that using a canvas, I could reduce it considerably. So if that's the kind of program you're trying to write, then you'll have to investigate it. At least somebody asked me, well, what about multiple rows of tabs? You know, like this sort of thing. And as far as I know, there is no easy way either to move the tabs up with a little arrow button or to have multiple rows that sort of move up and down. This is actually a screenshot from a Java program. But in YAB, there's no easy way to do that. Sorry. However, what we can still show you, if we can get that code up. Let's now put the tabs on the left. Save that. What's that going to look like? And as you can see, my tabs have been created, but my window is too small. Okay, how about at the bottom? Yep, that's also available. And likewise, you can put them on the right. So, I suppose what you could do is have two tab views, one with the tabs at the top and another one with the tabs at the bottom, below it. Don't know how that would actually look, but it's possible. See, and you can have this overlapping and just have the tabs. So you have tab 1, 2, and 3 up there, and tabs 4, 5, and 6 at the bottom. Look a little bit weird, but could be done. Okay, so that is it for the views. Those are the views that we have available in YAB. And I think next we will start working on the widgets. Button, calendar, checkbox, color control. Right, we have all these pre-made little gadgets that we can now put on our window, put on our views. And so the next several lessons will be about those. Thanks for watching, guys.